Oh, what a terrific turkey day. And welcome back to the Backed by Bone podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. And I think this is currently episode 23. All right, so here we are, back again, back on the consistency grind. So, what the fuck is going on, gang? How are we? Um, Happy Thanksgiving to all. Thanksgiving is going to be this Thursday coming up here. Um, put this out right now and get this going. So happy Thanksgiving. Let me know what you guys are doing for Thanksgiving. Is gonna get hammered the night before, you know, get so blackout drunk that you throw up all over your high school crush that you haven't seen in 10 years, and now she's looking fat and knocked up. Because that's what Thanksgiving's all about, going back to your hometown and seeing everyone that you used to know looking like dog shit again. It's always good. Love doing that. So if I get any crazy Thanksgiving stories, I'll definitely share them to you guys next week, but I kind of doubt it. It's probably gonna be low key. Don't know what I'm gonna be doing the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Probably just hanging out. Um, Go to a bar with some of the guys, and then if I see anybody that I used to know, I'll say hi to them. That's about it. But let's dive right into it here. So we do have just had the NFL slate as of yesterday. Watched the Patriots Jets game with my friend Ben at his place over in um, Newburyport. And that was probably the worst game I've ever seen in my entire life. Um, it was terrible, but I had fun regardless. But it was just a very, very bad game to watch. But um, let's go through the spread here. So last Monday night's game was the Commanders Eagles game. The Commanders ended up beating the Eagles 32-21, which nobody predicted. I had the Eagles in that game, so no one expected them to get beaten by the Commanders, but it is what it is. All right, so let's take a look at the list here. So, all right, we're going into Titans Packers for the first game of week 1, which was the Thursday night game. Titans beat the Packers 27-17. I picked the Packers on that one, so I guess I was wrong. Then we have Falcons beat the Bears 27-24. I picked the Falcons on that one. Eagles beat the Colts 17-16. I did not expect that game to be so close, but I did have the Eagles on that one. Patriots beat the Jets 10-3. I had the Patriots on that one, so I was right. But God, that game was terrible. So I would not go back and watch the highlights because it was nothing worth watching. Um, Commanders beat the Texans 23-10. I had the Commanders on that one, pretty expected. Saints actually beat the Rams 27-20, which I did not expect. Rams are not looking good right now, so I was wrong there. Bills beat the Browns 31-23, which is as expected, which I picked the Bills. Ravens beat the Panthers 13-3. I didn't really watch that game, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it didn't seem like a very good game. I had the Ravens on that one. Lions beat the Jets actually 31-18. I actually picked the Giants. I guess the Lions just came out stomping. I don't know what happened to the Giants, but I guess they lose. Raiders beat the Broncos 22-16 in OT. I actually picked the Broncos here because I thought the Raiders were hapless, but I guess the Raiders come back and they fucking make it worth it. So good for them. Cowboys ended up shellacking the Vikings 40-3. I actually had the Cowboys here. I predicted them to win. I just did not think they were going to win by that much of a large margin. So good for them. I mean, kind of solidifying the Cowboys as a top tier team as of right now. Bengals beat the Steelers 37-30. I had the Bengals here. Did not expect the Bengals to keep the game that close, but good for them showing out. Chiefs beat the Chargers 30-27. Thank fucking God, because if Patrick Mahomes did not play well, I would have lost. I'll get into that in a little bit. And then Monday night game is going to be 49ers and Cardinals. I picked the Niners. So we will keep that one going. So for games that I got right here, I got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9. I got 9 games right, which is a pretty good record. So I only got one, 2, 3, 4 games wrong so far. So that's actually pretty fucking good. So I'll take that. Um, So if I was betting, say for example, $5 on each of those games, and I bet money line on the teams to win, just straight up, I would come out plus money. So not too bad. So what go in here? We're gonna look at next week really quickly. But first, I want to get into my fantasy team here. It was actually insanely close here for fantasy for this week. I actually only squeaked out a win by 0.16 points here. Um, so the guy I was playing into is actually in fourth place. And my team, like at the beginning of Saturday, my team was playing so poorly that I just chalked it up to a loss and just expected to lose. And then I checked my score this morning and I was like, holy shit, I just barely squeaked out the win. But Patrick Mahomes and Devontae Adams kind of really popped off for me. The New England defense did really well, but everyone else I started ended up kind of sucking dick. Justin Tucker got 7 points. I mean, what can you do? Cole Kmet only 6 points. Nick Chubb's 9 points. AJ Dillon 3 points. Like, oh my god. Tyler Boyd 6 points, and AJ Brown 90 points. Or sorry, 9 points, not 90. My bad. My bad. But somehow I squeaked out a victory here. So the ending score was 119.26 points to 119.10 points. Dude, so fucking ridiculous. I'm glad I won, but that was way too fucking close. Like I left a decent amount of points on the bench here. One of my running backs did better than AJ Dillon. And then I also left my kicker from Buffalo on the bench. He had 23 points, but I did not expect him to pop off that hard. So I guess I probably should have played him, but whatever. I just expected that the Ravens were going to play much better into the Carolina Panthers because the Ravens are a significantly better team. So I figured, Justin Tucker was just going to be up there getting extra points, consistently. But I guess that wasn't the case. So whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, again, so I squeaked out another victory. So I should be 9-2 as of right now, which I think puts me into first place because I think the kid in first place lost this week. Um, Yeah, he only has one more player who's playing tonight, who's a tight end, and he is down by, let's see here. He's down by 39 points. So I highly doubt his tight end from the Cardinals is going to get him 39 points. So he basically lost. So effectively, I will be taking over first place with a 9-2 record. So thank fucking God, here we go. Get myself in a good position here. And then next week, I need to look at who I am playing here. Next week, is it not going to show me who I'm in against next week? Maybe it won't show me yet. Huh. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong fucking thing. My bad. So next week is going to be week 12, and I am against the number 5 team who actually just beat the number 1 team. So if my players actually show out like unlike they unlike this past week, I should be good to go and I should be okay and I should win. But you never really fucking know with football right now. So, but yeah, so another victory here, pretty solid. So thank God. So now we'll look into week 12. We've got Bills at the Lions for the Thursday night game. Um, I There's no way the Lions upset here, so I think I have to go Bills. There's no way, like an idiot would only take that game. And then Giants Cowboys is actually going to be a good game. This is in Dallas. I'm going to go Cowboys here because of recency bias. They're coming off a hot win, 40-3 against Minnesota. And then the Patriots are actually playing in Minnesota on Thanksgiving. Um, I think the Patriots get shit on this game, so I'm going Vikings, even if the Vikings just got shit on, but I just think they're a better team. Um, there's three Thanksgiving games. It's Bills Lions, Giants Cowboys, Patriots Vikings. Um, I'm going to try to watch the Bills-Lions game. I'm gonna try and watch the entirety of it because it's at 12:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna try and watch the majority of the Giants-Cowboys game because that's at 4:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. Patriots-Vikings at 8:20. I'll probably be asleep for that, so, it is what it is. And then moving on to Sunday, we've got Texans-Dolphins. The Texans are in full rebuild mode, so obviously I'm going Miami here. Miami's coming off a bye, so they should be all rested up, ready to go. Bengals Titans is kind of interesting here because I don't know who's going to win here. I want to go Bengals, but I think I'm going to go Titans because I feel like the Titans might actually just beat them. Broncos Panthers. This is another shit bowl. I don't really care who wins this game. I'm just going to go with fuck. I'll go Panthers. I don't fucking know. Both of these teams suck dick. Bears Jets. That's going to be a tough game for the Jets here, even though it is at MetLife Stadium. Coming off of a loss. Can the Jets stop the running game? I'm going Bears. For what I watched yesterday, I'm going to go Bears. Falcons Commanders. I think the Commanders have been on a little bit of a hot streak, but I think the Falcons are just a better team, so I'm going to go with Falcons. Ooh, Buccaneers Browns. I don't really know. This is in Cleveland. Um, fuck. I'm going to go Bucks here just because I want Tom Brady to win. Ravens Jaguars. I don't really know because the Jags seem to kind of be getting it together and they're coming off a bye, but I'm still gonna go Ravens because I think they're a better team. Raiders Seahawks. I think this one's pretty obvious here that it is Seahawks all the way because they're playing much better than the Raiders right now. Even the Raiders are just coming off a win. Chargers and Cardinals. I think this is going to be a good game. I don't really know who wins because I haven't seen the Cardinals play until they play later today. So I'm going to go Chargers actually because I think they played pretty well into the Kansas City. Saints 49ers. Um, Even though the Saints just won a good game here, I'm going to go 49ers. That's in San Francisco. Then we've got Rams at Chiefs. The Rams look absolutely shitty right now, so I think the Chiefs just dog walk the shit out of them at Arrowhead. So I'm going Chiefs. Sunday night game is going to be Packers Eagles, and this is in Philly as well. So everything in my heart is telling me to go Eagles here, but I don't know. I could see the Packers winning this game. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go Packers here. I don't have any money in the line. Why not? Packers. And then the Monday night game is going to be Steelers Colts. Another shitty game to watch, which I'm not going to watch. I'm just gonna say Steelers because fuck it. I don't really care. All right, so my picks for Week 11 are going to be Bills, Cowboys, Vikings, Dolphins, Titans, Panthers, Bears, Falcons, Bucks, Ravens, Seahawks, Chargers, 49ers, Chiefs, Packers, and Steelers. So let me know what you guys are picking for these games, and let me know if you bet on any of these games with my picks and won any money. I don't suggest it, but you know, who knows? I think I need to sneeze really quickly. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, sorry, I had to mute my mic and sneeze really quickly. Jesus Christ. All right, so that is going to be the picks for week 11. So we'll get right into the next topic. Next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly was the NHL. Bruins still on a hot streak with the best record in hockey. They're on a 4-game or 6-game win streak. They are 16-2 with 32 points. So looking really good right now. Also in the East, coming out looking really well is actually the New Jersey Devils, which is surprising. They are 15-3 and they're on a 12-game win streak. So that's pretty fucking nutty. It's cool to see a young team like the Devils come up and actually be able to play very well. I just hope this kind of lasts throughout the entirety of this season because that Metro division gets pretty fucking competitive. We've got Penguins, Rangers, and Hurricanes. Usually the Hurricanes are topping that division, but and then there's also the Washington Capitals in there. You can never really count out because they've got Alex Ovechkin. I think they still have TJ Oshie. So Definitely don't want to count those teams down, but it's usually pretty competitive there. Um, so keep an eye on that. But it's nice to see at the Atlantic Division, the Bruins topping that because it's usually within the past couple of years have been the Lightning and the Panthers topping that division, and the Panthers aren't looking super great, and the Lightning are starting to get their shit together. But um, if the Bruins stay at the top of that division, to be very, very nice. All right, and then let's take a look at Bruins' schedule here. Last game they won was a shellacking against the Blackhawks. They beat the Blackhawks 6-1. They are playing tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Tampa at Tampa. I think this is going to be a really big test of metal here for the Bruins. So if they win this game, it's going to look really good for them because their next few games are really fucking tough. So listen to the strength of schedule here for the next games, including today. So it's going to be Bruins are playing at Tampa, then they're playing at the Florida Panthers, and then they're playing at home against the Carolina Hurricanes. Then they're playing at home again against Tampa, and then they're playing at home against Colorado. Then they're playing at home against Vegas, and then they play in Colorado. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this next 7 games are going to be very, very tough for the Bruins. I would be surprised if they won the majority of them. If they do, then they're just world beaters and look great. But very hard barn to play in at Tampa. That's going to be tough. And then going right to Tampa to the Florida Panthers, going to be hard. And they got a good amount of home games. They got 4 home games in a row, but against very tough teams. Like some of these teams travel very well, like Carolina. Um, I mean, all these teams travel pretty well. So Carolina, Tampa, Colorado, and Vegas all travel pretty well, and they're all doing pretty well right now. So going to be hard. It's going to be some high quality hockey here, though. So this is going to be a really big test against because obviously the Bruins can score. Like our lines are very deep, and we have the ability to score, as you could see within the past couple games. Like these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Within the past 6 games that they played, they've scored over 1 point. So a lot of times you see hockey games where they only get like 1-0 or 2-1, but within the last few games they were 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 5-2, 4-1, 6-1. So we can obviously score. We just need to keep the pucks out of our net here. So we need to um, these next few games are going to be a test of metal against our defense and against our um, goaltending for sure. So if we can make it out of this stretch and come out with a positive win record, then it might be the Bruins' year. I don't know. I don't want to jinx it yet, but they're looking pretty hot. So that's gonna be that for that. But let's go into the hardwood. We're looking at NBA here. The Celtics are still topping the East with a 13-3 record with a 9-game win streak, 9-1 in their last 10, looking really good. But we've also got the Milwaukee Bucks right behind them with 11-4. It's nice to see the Celtics kind of coming back to prosperity here. And then over in the Western Conference, we have the Jazz topping the West at 12-6, and then Suns right behind them at 10-6. Trailblazers also 10-6, and Nuggets 10-6. So pretty competitive over at the top end of the Western Conference. Not as competitive at the top end of the Eastern Conference, which is fine with me because the Celtics are at the top of it. So I don't give a fuck. Let's take a look at the Celtics. They just played Friday against the Pelicans in New Orleans. They beat them 117 to 109, and they're playing tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Chicago. The looks like the Celtics have been on the road for the past 2 games. This is their 3rd road game in a row. So hopefully they're not super tired. They should be able to pull off an easy dub here against the Bulls, but I guess you never fucking know. Chicago's kind of hard to play in, no matter what sport it is. So, um, good luck to them. But it is nice to see them kind of being a well-rounded team and kind of really carrying over from last year and being a dominant force in the NBA. So you like to see that, especially with teams like Golden State. They just won the championship and now they look like dog shit. So it is nice to see the Celtics kind of topping the charts here. So good for them. Love that shit. So good luck to the C's, and hope they keep it going. It's always nice to watch when your sports teams are doing well. All right, so after the NBA, we're going here into the UFC. So I actually did not really watch any of this UFC card, which is the UFC Fight Night. Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivak. Um, that main fight actually ended up getting canceled because I guess Sergey, or no, not Sergey, Derek Lewis ended up getting hurt or some kind of undisclosed illness or injury. Um, but it is what it is. I actually kind of forgotten. I was like sitting there watching. What was I watching? I was watching something on TV, and it might have been a movie or something like that. And then I just realized, I was like, "Oh, UFC's on right now." I actually caught it like right at the end of the Kennedy Njoku and Ion Cutelaba fight, and then Kennedy was just like throwing these nasty knees right into the face of this guy because he was just so much taller, and ended up winning by TKO in the second round. So it was actually a good fight from what I saw, but um, this whole card was not very exciting, so I just kind of didn't really give a whole lot of a shit about it. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, it's a whatever kind of card. I guess we're just kind of waiting for um, the next big UFC card, which is UFC 282, which is going to be December 10th. The main card starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's no fucking way I'm staying up to watch this card, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Does it say the? I don't think it says the venue yet. But before that, we have a UFC Fight Night. Stephen Thompson against Kevin Holland. This would be a dope card to watch just for that fight. But again, it also starts at oh man, there are some pretty good fights on this card. So you got Kyle Dukakis against Eric Anders. That's gonna be a good fight. Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson is gonna be a good fight. You got Tai Tuivasa and Sergey Pavlovich. Could be a good fight. And then the other ones I don't really care about. Well, it's Byron Barberina and Rafael Dos Anjos. That's gonna be a good fight as well. And then you got this main card or the main fight, which is Stephen Thompson versus Kevin Holland. So those are going to be cool fights. But this card also starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to be way too tired to try and stay up and watch that. So I'm probably not gonna watch it, just, being completely honest. But, it is what it is. I'll take a look at it. Um, but other than that, they haven't really done anything else to close out the year. Last listed fight card here is gonna be UFC Fight Night Jared Cannonier versus Sean Strickland, which should be a cool fight, but it doesn't say what times it is yet. It just says it's December 17th, so I don't fucking know. We'll see, I guess. I feel like they would put together one more big ass fight card before the end of the year, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be it for the UFC. Um, so before I get into the rest of the um, podcast, I've only got a couple more things to talk about here. Mm, Just gonna grab a little bit of water really quickly. Give me just a second. Okay, just got some water. So next, we're going to get into the rest of what I wanted to talk about here, which was I still have not been watching any anime or reading any manga. That is going to be my plan for this week. I've only got today and tomorrow for work. I'm already done today. So I just have one more day of work here. So I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and then all the weekend. So my main goal is going to be catch up on as much anime and manga as possible. Not insanely behind on anime, but definitely really behind on the manga, but that's okay. I want to still try and get out some recommendations and watch some shit and keep current with this season, but it's just kind of hard sometimes. But it is what it is. Just making excuses here, but yeah. So a couple things that I actually did end up watching, because I watched a couple movies with my family. I actually watched Enola Holmes and Enola Holmes 2. So it's spelled Enola space Holmes, like Sherlock Holmes. So it's basically um it stars Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. So Millie Bobby Brown is playing Enola Holmes, who is basically um, Sherlock Holmes' sister, and Henry Cavill is Sherlock Holmes. Um, came out in 2020. I believe it was a Netflix movie. They also had Enola Holmes 2, which I watched. It actually wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was terrible. Um, but there were some things I didn't like. I thought it was unique. I thought it was like clever, and I thought it was well done. The acting was good, of course, but it was really heavy on um, the male bashing, which um, I kind of get because like I guess because like at the time period, women didn't have very many rights at all, and a lot of women were fighting for equality and stuff like that, which is basically Enola Holmes' mother's character. So Eudoria Holmes, which is basically the mother of Sherlock Holmes, she's like a radical, and she's like fighting for women's freedom and stuff like that. So um, Enola gets abandoned by her mother, and then she has to go and find her in London and shit, all this shit. But it's pretty heavy on like the men are terrible people and they're stupid and incompetent and like useless, which I thought was kind of fucking little heavy handed and just kind of made me not enjoy the series at all because it kind of made like Sherlock Holmes out to be like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like they made him like look like brilliant and a detective and a sleuth, but like they also made him seem like a careless idiot and like couldn't recognize like human emotions and like he's a fucking moron or some shit. I don't know, it's just weird. Like you have to watch it and see what I mean because it made him like out to be like a fucking stupid son of a bitch. It's just like weird. I don't know. um and then that kind of carried over into the second film as well, where again they just keep making all these male characters like seem completely like useless, stupid, and like unintelligent. I don't know, it's just weird. I get it because it's like this is supposed to be like female empowerment or whatever, but I just think there's a way to do it where you don't need to like tear down these other characters just because they're male characters. I don't know, it's just weird. But overall I actually kind of enjoyed the movies. For um Enola Holmes 1, what's the rating on IMDb? It was a 6.6 out of 10. I think that's pretty spot on here. And then I think for Enola Holmes 2 is a 6.8 out of 10. Again, pretty spot on. I thought they were both decent films. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with a series for this because I think I'd much rather watch a series than the whole movies of these. But um, because there's no way I'm going to watch a third one. I just happened to watch the two because my mom and sister were watching at the time, and I'm like, all right, well, I just watched this. I don't really give a shit. But they weren't that bad, to be completely honest. I thought they were actually pretty decent. The series are based off of, or the movies are based off of a book series. Um, so, and I guess it's like a series of like female empowerment books, and like you suspend your belief and dive yourself into the fantasy of this powerful female character who's a sleuth and a detective, and she can go toe to toe with Sherlock Holmes, which is like one thing I kind of like didn't really like because Sherlock Holmes is a at this point in the story, Sherlock Holmes is a very well developed character, well developed incredible detective, investigator, all this shit. He's like, very well like respected and everybody knows his name. But they're like, oh, his 16-year-old sister who was raised by her mother and never fucking left their like estate or whatever since she was born, she just happens to be just as good as him. Like it's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? It's like Sherlock Holmes has been out like on his own, like investigating things and like working with Scotland Yard, working on murder cases, working on theft, working on like serial killer cases. But his 16-year-old daughter, or sorry, 16-year-old sister, who has no knowledge of the outside world, which is something they explain in the first movie, is that like she has like literally no knowledge of the outside world, so she doesn't know how it works. But she just happens to be just as good as him. Like that's I don't know. It's again a little heavy-handed here, you know. Um, you would think that regardless of gender or whatever, a one detective who has been out there working on his own for, probably 16 plus years, working on some of the most high profile cases and with the most experience would be vastly more capable than a 16-year-old girl who hasn't even left her home and hasn't worked a single case. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like it's a little stupid, but whatever. It was still fun. Um, So the first one got a 6.6. I would give it just about that. The second one got a 6.8. I would probably give that one like a 6.5. It was all right. It was fun. Worth checking out. I think Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill are really good actors. I would like to see this as a series though. So if you want to do like a mini series where it's like um, them together, working together on cases. That'd be fun. Or like you could do a Sherlock Holmes series with Henry Cavill as the main lead because he was pretty good in it. I would be interested in seeing that, but um, yeah, I don't know. You know, not bad. And then I also ended up watching Goodfellas. So I've tried to watch this movie multiple times, but since it's so long, it's been so hard for me to actually finish the entirety of it. So I ended up watching the whole thing and really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. It kind of jumps around a lot, but I guess that's just kind of how it is, you know? Um, and then at the end of the film, I kind of didn't. I don't think I've ever seen the end of the film, but basically at the end, the main character rats on all of the mob characters and then goes into the witness protection program. And that's just kind of how the movie ends. And I was like, oh, that's it? Like that's the end of the film? Like I don't know, it's just kind of dumb because like at the like towards the end of the film, he's just like he's selling coke, he's addicted to drugs, and he's fucking like just trying to like he's turning on all the people who like helped him out and he's like testifying against them and then he just goes into a witness protection program and the movie's over. I was like, all right, that was kind of a shitty ending, but regardless, I thought it was a really good film. um so if you guys have not seen Goodfellas, definitely check it out. Just don't get your hopes up for the ending to be anything crazy, but it's a good film. I was expecting the ending to like go out and like him getting killed by the guys that he's like turning on or whatever, but I don't know, I guess whatever. um but definitely worth watching. Definitely a high quality Scorsese film here. You got Robert De Niro, you got Ray Liotta, rest in peace, you got Joe Pesci. It's a phenomenal film. um uh, IMDb has this as an 8.7. I think it's pretty up there. I would give it a little bit less than that because of the ending. So I would give this film probably an 8.4 or 8.5 just because the ending was so lackluster. But other than that, the entirety of the film was actually really good. So definitely high quality. Definitely check this one out, guys. If you have not, it is deemed a classic for a reason. So definitely get your dick wet and check it out. I think I'm gonna try and start watching some more shit here, that isn't just anime and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and keep a concise list, and then whenever I watch something, I'll keep it in my notes, put it down, and mention it, and put it on the podcast and bring it up. But yeah, I think again that's going to be it for the podcast here. Um, kind of making this one a little bit quick as well, but I didn't have a whole lot to talk about because I've been so busy. Um, Thanksgiving is coming up, so I got some stuff I need to get taken care of. I also need to get some Christmas presents bought here as soon as possible for the family. My family's kind of hard to shop for because every time I ask them what they want, they're like, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's just kind of fucking annoying. So I have to like go out of my way and like think of like unique things to get them and small things that I know they'll like and then try and get them one big gift. But it's just a fucking typical typical family bullshit when it comes to getting gifts. It's always hard to buy them stuff. Um, but I'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. Because I always like to have them unwrap something, you know what I mean? Like, because like they'll ask for money or they'll ask for gift cards or something like that. I'm like, dude, that's so fucking boring. Like, I want you to at least open something, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'll get you a fucking gift card if you want, but I want you to at least have something to open. So try and get them some kind of stuff. But it is what it is. I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. But I think that's going to be it for the podcast here. Again, thank you so much for watching. This is the Backed by Bone podcast, episode 23, the Thanksgiving episode here. So um, enjoy time with your family and friends. And if you're working around these times, the holidays, like, dude, what are you doing? Take the paid time off if you have the ability. It is so fucking underrated to not be working around the holiday season. You get more time to spend with your family, more time to just relax. And it's just like, dude, it's the fucking holidays. Like, people are like, oh, well, I'm not doing anything. Might as well work. It's like, dude, fuck that shit. Why would I want to do that? Like, this week I have Monday and Tuesday, and that's it. Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Why would I want to work? I get more time to spend with my family, more time to relax, more time to just fucking do whatever I want, dude. Like I don't need to be like, fuck, I gotta wake up, Thanksgiving's over, now I gotta wake up and go to work the next day. Fuck. It's fuck that noise, dude. If I have the ability, I'm gonna take the day off, way more things that are important in life than fucking working Friends, family, and holidays are way more important. So, fuck them. But again, this is episode 23, Backed by Bone podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. All my links are in the description down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Go onto my regular YouTube page and please run it up in the comments. Please watch those videos, like those as well. Give me a subscribe as well. Really trying to push traffic onto that and try and make that grow more. I need to find more interesting things to actually do and take videos of instead of me just doing workouts. But when I'm kind of grinding, it's just kind of like me working out on the weekends and not doing a whole lot, not trying to spend money, but I'm gonna be trying to do some more exciting things, and for the weekends to come, try and plan some things to do some workouts with friends and stuff like that, go to new areas. But thank you guys again for so much. I have been noticing that people are actually watching my or listening to my episodes. Thank you guys so much. I think on the last episode, there's only 2 plays, so oh no, the last episode there's only 1 play, so whatever. I don't really care. People are still watching it, so if that whoever that one person is, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Anybody who actually watches any of these, like or listens to them, whatever the fuck you want to call it, thank you guys so much. And happy Thanksgiving to you. I know you're out there listening, so thank you so much. Appreciate your support, whoever is listening to this. Um, Happy Thanksgiving. Go enjoy some friends and family, and throw all the bullshit aside. There's a whole lot of negativity going on in the world, and it's not worth dealing with, especially on the holidays. Oh, one thing I want to talk about next episode is going to be World Cup. So, expect that. I don't really follow soccer, but World Cup is kind of intense and kind of cool um, to follow. So, um, there's that. So again, I'm out of here. I'm rambling now. Thanks for listening. Get your fucking dick wet on my recommendations. Enola Holmes, Goodfellas. Check them out. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.